Hey folks, it's Bishopheals from these Chef Forums and also Big TV Live. I'm here today because I gotta tell you something. Your prayers have been answered, I tell you. Totally freaking answered. I've been asked so many freaking times. Bish, what's a good Jenny? Bish, I don't want to spend over $200. Bish, this thing's like $170. Bish, this is $150. Bish, this is $250 or $300. Find me a Jenny that works fucking outstanding that I don't have to pay $300, $250, $175, $150. Give me something reasonable that can work that's better than an rsst, damn it, or an AGAT. Well, baby, here the prayers are answered. I found you something unfreaking believable. I tell you, the price is right. Oh yes, let me tell you something. This freaking thing right here hits like a freight train. And it took me a while to find something reasonable, and this is something that I would say it does everything that you can get on a high-end Jenny on a low-end budget. Okay? I mean, totally. This right here, this that I have right here, is the Curvamizer. That's right, Curvamizer from Nhaler. This thing right here, this puppy has a reduced addy chamber. When I say reduced, I mean reduced. You know what happens with reduced, right? You get a saturated explosion of steroids of flavors, I tell you. It's like the espresso coffee maker. Forget about it. That thing just explodes. But you gotta look at this freaking device, I tell you. You gotta look at it, I'm telling you. And it's under $100 freaking dollars. Under 100. Forget about it. Oh, it's not 150. No, it's not 125. No, it's not 200. No, it's not 225. I'm telling you, this is in a very affordable budget Jenny that explodes on flavor. And you can do so much with this Jenny, it's not even funny. But I'm going to show you guys up close. Forget about it, because this thing is just phenomenal, I tell you. Okay, so here it is. We have the Curvamizer. Let me zoom that in. You see that? This thing, I'm telling you, this thing is freaking beautiful, Frank. Forget about it. Okay, let's look at this. First, it comes with a drip tip. Yes, it comes with a freaking drip tip. Just to show you, take a look at that. Look how close you're actually at the 510 connection at the addy deck. This thing is very close. Okay? Now, just to give you an idea, this is the addy deck. Okay? Now, if you put the actual cap, this is how much you have. You have a very small circumference. Totally small circumference. Now, what's beautiful about this is that you have a thumb screw. Yes, a thumb screw, baby. Now, you don't have to worry about Phillips on this one, except for the negative. That's it. It's just a small Phillips micro connection. You work with that. Now, the beauty of this is, let me take it off the base so I can show you. Here's your 510 connector. Now, that's a floating pin that you can adjust very simply. You can loosen up the locking ring. That's right. Where my pliers on right now, that's like a hex. That is a locking ring. You can actually unfasten this, adjust the 510 connection, okay, and position it to where you want it on your PV. If you're using a button that's a side button and you want to position it, you can position it. Once you position, you can lock the locking ring, okay, clockwise, and that's it. Ready, set, go. That's right. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to put one of my favorite coil builds. One of my favorite coil builds on this. And I'm going to show you how durable this device is. I mean, the size of the mesh that we're going to be putting in here, look at the size of this. It is so tiny. That is like a plus, a major plus, because if you look at this very closely, okay, the distance from the negative directly up here, this is the washer. Right here, you'll be wrapping the positive wire. You have a very small incision there on a mesh. And I'm going to actually go full blown full bells and whistles. Forget about it. We're gonna be doing stainless steel rope. Ooh, yep, 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 yep. And mesh. Forget about it. This thing and dual coils. Forget about it. This thing is gonna be pumping, pumping, pumping. We got here as far as this right here next to the negative would be the actual wick hole. Then we got here the actual syringe hole. Then we got the regular air hole, just to let it breathe as you're actually vaping. Forget about it. This thing is magnifique, I tell you. But enough of that. Let's build this baby. Forget about it. This thing is freaking out of this world. And it took me some time, and I got to know Drew. I spent some time with Drew, as far as the owner from Nhaler, and you know, going over the design of this Addy, and it is so. I had to tell him, I said, you know, I've been in search for something that's budgetably affordable for a lot of my viewers, because they've been asking me for a very decent device, something that's, you know, a big step from an rsst or from an AGA. They're looking for something with better quality, something that could be a little bit more prolonged than 6 months, 7 months, something more sturdy, and here it is. Here it is, I tell you. Forget about it. So we're going to be building a quick dual coil just to show you. I already got my wires ready. Okay, my 2 wires. Okay, so this thing is going to be a phenomenal build. I'm just going to show you quickly on a dual coil build. Now, obviously, this is not everyone can build the way I build my coils. I understand that. You don't have to do dual coils, you can do single coils, but because this thing vapes so well and it's such a huge treat, I may do something special later on regarding this build. But first, let's check it out, and then I'll have a surprise at the end. So I'm going to be using rope and mesh. Okay, see that? Part of it is stainless steel rope, and the other part is mesh. So put that in, and this is pretty much the distance that I'm actually going to have as far as mesh that I'm going to be using, and rope, just to show you up close. See that? That's it. That's as much as I'm going to be using. I don't want it to go over the washer. There's no point of that. You'll be clogging and you'll get hot spots. So you need to have it about that much. That's it. Which could be done. I'm going to be doing duals. Forget about it. That's right. We're going to be doing duals over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping this around, and we're going to be doing about a few wraps. Let me get this going. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I vaped this already and it's just phenomenal. Now I just want to put one of my custom coils on here, which will be out of this world. Totally out of this world. People that have vaped on my coils, have tried my coils, I've always gotten positive reviews on them. So I'm very, very delighted and very happy to help the vaping community as far as helping them build coils. What I'm going to be doing as far as for these devices is something very, very special that I have not done ever. Okay? But first and foremost, I want to build this coil so I can show you. Okay? Because I know everyone that comes to me as far as in the meets, they're looking for something affordable, something a little bit better prolonging, better quality. And the beauty of this isn't China made, this is USA made. Forget about it. This is American made right here. Okay? And the quality of this, I gotta tell you, I think it's worth more than what he's actually charging for this device. I mean, for the work that went involved, I can tell you me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting my wraps. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will be putting it in. Let me focus that for you. So here it is. Okay, so what I ended up doing was, I'm just spreading out the wires so you can see. There's a total of 10 wraps. 5 times 2 is 10, so that's exactly what you see there. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to gently push them together so I can form a bit of, make it a little tighter and snugged. And I'm going to show you how that looks in a minute. It's a little bit hard to do this up close on the camera, but that's going to change soon. I'm actually going to be ordering some new cams because people like more shiny, clear shots on how I do these coils. And I understand the demand. I just wish there was more of me that I can actually go around to help, but this is how they look. Okay, all snug together. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it onto the washer. Now I seal it. I'm going to adjust it. Now I have these wires very, very tight onto the mesh, to my rope build. Okay, so we cut some of this excess wire, not all of it, just in case I need to readjust, but this is how it looks so far. Now I crinched up those wires. Now obviously the last set that has to spool over. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps, which equals to 10 wraps in total, but 5 wraps double. Okay, so now what I like to do is do a quick dry burn. Matter of fact, what I want to use is, alright, what I'm actually going to be using right now is going to be the actual curve mini. This device right here, and this device is going to pump this thing like there's no tomorrow. It has a nice little safety feature over here. I mean, I'm going to go over this device in another video, but let me just first get this device super going. Forget about it. What I'm actually going to be using is this. Woohoo! I tell you, this thing is going to be vaping like a champ. By the time I'm done with it, a major champ. Got a piece of paper towel. These are these little minor hidden secrets, you know what I'm saying? And what I do is I'm going to apply this to the threads, and this will increase connectivity like there's no freaking tomorrow. Forget about it. Right onto the threads. That's all. Just a little bit slab right on the threads. Okay. Now, with that, I'll get a freshly charged, okay, 18490 AW battery. Drop that in. Let's drop this puppy in. Squeeze it. Forget about it. Let me see. Let me put on the tankometer. Clockwise. So we're at 4.21 volts. Okay. Fully charged back. This thing is it's gonna hit like a freight train. Put this in. And it matches so beautiful, this device. I mean, look how this device looks. Freaking beautiful, I tell you. I mean, this mini, an 18490, and it's small because look at that. I can actually fist the whole thing and just leave the Addy exposed. Okay, really, 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 really good. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna fire this up, and as you can see, no hot spots. Okay, no hot spots. So I'm gonna cut the excess wire that's left, okay, from the positive post, and these are my duals, how they look. Let me see if I can zoom that in for you a little better. There we go. See? Glows beautifully with no problems. Okay? So now, the favorite part, let's check the ohms. Now, like I said, the durability factor on this is over 0.6 ohms, 0.58, 0.59, rounded off to 0.6 ohms. Okay? So we're looking at 0.6 ohms right now. And this thing is going to be pumping like a beast. Totally like a beast. Like I said, you know, the Addy chamber is reduced. So 0.6 ohms is good. I wouldn't go any lower than that. As far as single coil, you can run single coil on here and it'll be beautiful at 1.2 ohms. Really beautiful at 1.2 ohms. I mean, that's like freaking beautiful, Frank. Forget about it. I slide the glass window right in. Real nice. Let me get my Temu special of Diablo Extreme. Woohoo. This juice is just phenomenal. I wish I had more of it, to tell you the truth. Get some more. Filling. Yeah, this juice is all the way out in Finland, I tell you. It's freaking delicious. Freaking delicious. Alright. Let's see where we at. Okay. Use a little more. And again, the reason why I rave about this is because, you know, not everyone is able to afford, you know, the higher end Genies, and they're looking for a better product, better vape, better taste. You know, they want to experience all these things, but you know, to go to the extent of you know, 175, 220, and they tell me that I'd rather not say the names of the devices, you know, but they really talk about high-end brands, and you know, and they're looking for something for up to 100, you know, as far as for their budget, and this is something that's less than $100, okay, as far as this Genie device, okay. This thing is phenomenal. I mean, totally phenomenal from what you can get compared to an rsst, a GAT. This thing is very easy to set up. The mesh and the actual wick doesn't turn when you lock in the positive post. Okay, it's a secure connection, a really good connection. That's important. Also, the ease, he put an O-ring underneath the tank glass to make it more easy to remove the actual glass. Some people have issues removing glasses, and with the O-ring at the bottom makes it so much easier that you can just turn this and it automatically, you can remove the actual tank out of there. Very, very, very easy. So that the design, I mean, the design was perfect, totally perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That thing is beautiful. That's because juice is already coming down to the wick. But we're gonna help it, and we're gonna prime it just a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna prime it a bit. Match the hole. Now, I believe it's a 1 milliliter hole that comes on this device. You may want, some people may like a little bit more area. That's okay. It's very customizable. I'm pretty sure that Andrew can actually do that on special orders, just to blow up the hole if needed. But this thing is, the way it is, it's beautiful, Frank. It's beautiful. Forget about, what is that, velvet? I tell you, man. Great vapor. Oh man, and the flavor is so compressed. It's very, very, very compressed. I tell you, forget about it. Ooh, man, he has something here. Oh man, and it looks so bitchin', totally bitchin' on his PV. Forget on the mini. Oh man, look at that. Looks beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'll do a review later as far as on the PV. I still want to play with it, but this Addy, I had to tell you, I mean, from my experience, this thing is just so blown away that, you know what? I'm telling you, I'm gonna do something with this device. I'm actually, you know what? I am gonna do it. Screw it. I want everyone to experience a Bishop coil. I want everyone to have an idea of what you could be vaping on. That's just freaking phenomenal, especially with a Bishop's coil. That's for sure. Oh yeah, forget about it. I'm gonna talk to Drew, and I'm gonna say maybe for a few of these devices, if I can actually do my own coil rendition, as far as like possibly dual coil, maybe single coil. Who knows? But something, you know, small number of batches. That's it. Something small, because I ain't gonna be there freaking popping coils. Let me tell you, making coils all day. That's for sure. But just a small number. All right. For anyone that's interested, anyone that wants one, I'm telling you, it is going to be extremely affordable. It's under $100. It performs out of this world, just like any of the higher brands. Okay, and you don't have to pay 200 in the high 200s, 300s and change at all. I'm telling you, this thing. I'm telling you. Just as good as cinnamon titties. Woohoo! Just as good as cinnamon titties. Can you hear that? That's how well this thing is wicking. You hear that? It's like I'm already like almost flooding the deck already. And I could chain vape this thing like there's no tomorrow. Really, really delicious. Drew, you did something outstanding here. You got something, an American-made product that, you know, I would love to build some coils for my viewers out there. So, you know, just a small batch. You know, if it's okay, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to do that. Just a small number so that they can really experience what this device can actually do. I mean, this thing is just phenomenal, I tell you. totally phenomenal. Mwah. So with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Live hard, baby, and vape hard. Forget about it.